everybody, and welcome to a pub chat. But it's not quite a pub chat because now it's in the pub with. This is what Sunday is going to be. It's going to be guest-driven pub chat. And why not start with people you actually know to keep it a little bit easier? We're hanging out with the In Time crew tonight. It's going to be a good one. Isandring's having an issue of popping in and out. It's not of reality, but of existence itself. It's an issue with cellular service and whatnot. But y'all know Nick. Y'all know Commander. You mostly know Isandring. We'll get there. Y'all know this guy beside me here, Yoda, the master of Dunkin' Donuts. And
who's that? Never heard of him.
Yeah, me either. And there we go. So, Nick, In Time, brief thing about the channel, and let's get right into it because I know there's some hot under the collar on things today.
It's been busy and not in a good way. In Time is a news show. We have some more relaxed shows. Downtime, that's usually Commander and myself. We'll bring in some guests sometimes, but that's our equivalent of your pub chat. You know, we just have more laid back and sometimes we get into the news. Sometimes we talk about other things, and then we cover the sort of news of the day. We like to think of ourselves a little more international. We'll certainly cover important events across the world, but we are U.S. based, so we do lean in that direction. And we also cover breaking news. Commander, in fact, was with us live during the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and he was there answering our questions. And we bring on legal experts and military experts, and even Commander to help us with the analysis of the day's events. And we try to, you can find media anywhere. We try to be independent. We try to get things missed in the cracks and try to see also where the mainstream media has been wrong. And I'm very proud of the work we do. And Isandring is the co-host on In Time. We also have Downtime, Overtime, and of course, the hardest show of all, where I'm given only 5 minutes to express a thought. Nick of Time. So
is that what you do with shaving videos?
I can't do anything in under 5 minutes, so that includes shaving. So either way,
you hear that, ladies?
Yeah, you look like you're not very good at it. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So in within the pub, there's no rule, no rhyme, no reason, right? But we do let the guests direct more than us, and the last show, we've got the link to Nick's show that we're kind of basing the chat on in a little bit here. It's going to go all over the place, but there is some definite things that want to be discussed here. Why don't you give us a bit of a rundown, Nick, and we'll get into things.
Before you do that, we should point out that we have 23 people on the wrong channel now. Yes,
I forgot about that.
You are watching the Shills channel, but this is actually on Shills Live. It's on the Shills channel right now, just so you know. We've got to remind you. And 23 of you, you're in the wrong place.
And what's going to happen is there's a countdown going. At 10 minutes, this will not be on the Shills main channel. It will be on Shills Live. So get yourself to the right channel. We're just doing this to get you all moved over. The main channel at the Shills is going to be Ukraine focused now, and we've got 2 other places for our stuff. So let's rewind a minute there and back to Nick here.
Well, so I'm hoping we get Isandring back because he's a conservative, and it's very interesting to hear his perspective on things, especially since he was one of the few who was truly blindsided by all of this. A lot of liberals have been saying something like this was going to happen. So we had a show on the tariffs, which have been very controversial, and we think are catastrophic and a very bad idea. And during the day before and of, we picked up on a lot of things that weren't being really publicized as bigly as we would have liked to have seen in mainstream media. You could find it there, but it wasn't, and we thought it was just extraordinary and unprecedented activities in the United States that were profoundly concerning. So by the time the show on tariffs went live, we had to cover the tariffs was the fifth biggest thing we had to discuss. And Isandring came in with no idea. He was ready to discuss tariffs. And we're like, okay, Elon Musk has seized 3 federal buildings. Now, he is, by the way, not a federal employee. He is not an agent. He is not empowered. It's just Trump has said, go ahead and, go do all this. He works for Doge, which is not actually a federal agent. Mass firings at the DOJ, at the FBI, anybody in any position to critique or criticize this, including, and this is very disturbing, everybody who participated at any level in the prosecution of January 6th offenders. Now, this is a problem because what he's essentially saying is it's okay to commit insurrection in my name, and anyone who attempts to stop this gets fired. He's asked the FBI to give him a list of everybody. That's thousands of people, including secretaries, including anybody involved at any level in the investigation into any of the January 6 people. And they've acknowledged, they said, this is going to be thousands of people. Give us their names. We're firing all of them. We've got that letter. I'll read it to you. It's actually very disturbing. It makes it crystal clear that January 6th was an attempt to restore order, not to overthrow the government. That is the position of the Assistant Secretary of the Defense Department. Musk took control of the essentially the human resources building of the federal government, and of all of their records. So he now has the human resource files, social security numbers, everything of absolutely every federal worker. That's 2 million people. They have proposed firing they have asked all 2 million to resign or to consider resigning. They'll get a very nice, actually, resignation package. Anyone
assuming it actually gets paid out.
Assuming it can, thank you, Commander. Assuming they ever pay it, which Trump has had some issues with, and anyone who doesn't take it, if they've ever expressed any left leanings, if they have been involved in any prosecution of Trump in any way or any of his allies in any way, if they have been involved in January 6th trying to bring any of that to order in any way, they will be fired. This includes I think it was the assistant director of the FBI, who has been told he has a few days to resign and take the package, or they're going to fire him. That's the beginning. There is more, but yeah,
But there's a lot more.
But that alone, erases 2/3 of everything the United States was built on in the first place.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
I just got to hit a button.
That button is not going good enough.
No, okay.
It's not enough.
How about
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Press all the buttons.
Well, I've been speaking a lot. I'd love to have Commander jump in, and because there's a good deal more.
Well, another one that doesn't seem to be getting a lot of airplay is one of the 3 buildings that Elon and his mob seized was the Treasury building, which has all the IRS folders.
Whoa!
And all his little bubbas showed up with their
You don't give somebody who's that big in social media stuff all that information.
Yeah. So he goes in with his squad, and all the employees are barred from the building because it's now their building. They go in with computers and, thumb drives and everything, and they're essentially downloading the entire U.S. tax structure, everybody who pays income taxes, and Lord knows that they're going to be selling that online to whoever the highest bidder is.
Who, by the way, who is that goon squad?
It's basically his people from X.
It's also college buddies.
Yeah.
It's
none of them are federal employees or have been vetted for any of this.
Nobody has security clearance. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
This is a mob.
He has, and
Do they wear nice little armbands? You know, little red ones with a little black
That
cross.
comes
on it?
next. They're having them made up at the tailors.
Well, and Commander has pointed out that Trump has already established a small private army. It's small now because it's not formal yet, but I suspect it will become more formal. That's because anyone who committed a violent act on January 6th in his name has now been commuted. Do you think they will be more radicalized or less radicalized when they come out? And do you think that that might send the message that, hey, if you try to kill somebody or even successfully kill a police officer, you're
The
good
Orange
as
God
long as
King's name.
What?
If you do any of that in the Orange God King's name, you are non-touchable. You will be absolved of your sins.
Well, some of them have already been rearrested for different things, and one's got himself shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, what's also
Just
funny
wait,
is
just
some
wait.
of the guys who got a pardon have basically told Trump to fuck off, and they can take his pardon and shove it up his ass because they know that they were guilty.
Yeah. And meanwhile, a number of the higher ranking members of these three buildings have refused to surrender their computers or drives or their credentials so that Musk could open doors that required, like, a key code or whatever. They had them forcibly taken from them, and these people were ejected from the building. So federal employees were ejected from their jobs and from the buildings illegally by people who have no qualifications or even authorization to be in there. We assume he's got unofficial authorization from the President of the United States, but they didn't show anything.
Right.
They just showed up and said, this building is ours now. Meanwhile,
Holy.
Next week, they show up on military bases and start saying, oh, we get these tanks. Oh, we get these nuclear weapons.
Oh.
well, in order for that to happen, you'd have to get rid of free press in the Pentagon. Commander. I don't think that's going to happen.
That's funny.
No, that won't. Oh, wait a minute. It did.
It
Yes.
did. The Pentagon has removed not the credentials technically of, but they're no longer allowed to work in the building. So they'd have to come in, and that's probably not going to happen. Of the New York Times, NPR, Politica, fucking NPR has been kicked out of the Pentagon. Their offices no longer exist in the Pentagon. They have been given to Breitbart News. They have been given to what is it? One America Network. I can never get the truly insane, radical, religious, far right, Christian, Zionist, Trump-loving news organization on the planet is now inside the Pentagon reporting what Trump tells them to.
Which is awful.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Shall we continue?
Well, along that line, I just wanted to drop in. There's also the thing where the little blonde bimbo there, the press girl, she's opened it up for influencers and stuff.
Oh, goody.
So, Commander, so this is literally what we were given when we were supposed to talk about tariffs, where they're like, tariffs are on the bottom of the list of shit we're going to have to cover today. So it's just like, hi, welcome to our show on tariffs. We're not going to be discussing tariffs today.
Yeah.
We will, but it'll be at the end of the... So, Commander, I can think of two other things I want to bring up. I don't know about you. Okay.
I just want to remind everybody that you'll remember that back during the middle of the campaign, he made statement that if you vote for me and I win, you'll never have to vote again. That tells you exactly where we are headed.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Associated Press, job seekers. This is from the Associated Press. Job seekers hoping to join the new Trump administration are facing a series of intense loyalty tests, with White House screening out screening teams fanning out to government agencies to check for, quote, "Make America Great Again" bona fides and carefully parsing applicants' political and social media posts. So anybody that they fire, they won't take back if they don't meet certain requirements. Negative social media posts have been enough to derail applications. Those seeking jobs have been told that they will have to prove their enthusiasm, direct quote on enthusiasm, to Trump's agenda, and have been asked when their moment of, quote, MAGA revelation occurred.
Wow.
So they have to demonstrate when they realized that Trump was the God King or whatever it is that they want to. And this will now be
Remember
on all
Nazi
applications.
uniforms, they used to have on very senior officers little chevrons. People think that means you were private or something. No. That meant you were an early member of the Nazi Party. That's what they're doing. They're screening right now for saying, did you become a true Nazi before the election or after the election? If it was before the election, you get the chevron. The rest of you, you're just chaff for our.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So
speaking of, one sec here, Nick, because what we're going to do now is, this is where we said we're going to end the show on the old channel and send you all over. So as soon as the end button is hit, there's a redirect. All you have to do is click it. It'll take you right over. Somebody will be putting the link in the live chat, and the link is in the description as well. So you've got about 1 minute tops to get over to the new Shills live channel. If you can't find the link and stuff, just go to YouTube and do @the_Shills live. You'll find it instantly. All one, no spaces. All right, Dunk, hit that button and we'll keep going.
I'm hitting the button. Bye, all 29 of you on the other channel.
Get to the right channel, people. Let's do it. Go ahead, Nick.